for the life of me don't know why it is that you have Deshaun Watson coming back. And we talked about Deshaun Watson too. You have Deshaun Watson coming back. You have Shedeur expected to play 4 games no matter what. You have rumors that he could be traded before the deadline, which is a week from Tuesday, right? A week from Tuesday. And then you have Dillon. Now, you went and got an undrafted free agent who used to play for Memphis at the age, he's 22 years old. You went and got him to do exactly what? What did you go get an undrafted free agent for? You already got Dillon. Dillon is an undrafted free agent. Even Asante Samuel said it, and he's a pro, so he knows. Dillon is not even an NFL caliber QB. So are you planning to cut or trade Dillon? Word on the street is Shedeur is going to be in limbo, stuck in the middle between Dillon, possibly Bailey Zapp, and maybe the new signal caller will go to the practice squad. But don't forget, Deshaun is running around there somewhere too. And we talked about this. We talked about, is Deshaun Watson going to come back to practice at the end of October, which is next week? And he could play in some of the games with Shedeur. They've rotated. They've had Flacco playing with DTR so they could do it again, right? Here's the thing, right? The Browns are trash for this. And let me tell you why. They already have 4 quarterbacks. So why would you go get a 5th? Or you want to play in whose face? You want Shedeur to feel uncomfortable because you're going to go get somebody else? Or are you trying to trade Dillon, which means you playing in his face? So you're going to go get an undrafted free agent to do what exactly? This is why anybody is saying that Shedeur could be traded before the deadline. I read this article 3 times to make sure it was for this year and it involved Shedeur, and it did. They also brought in a wide receiver, Jerry Rice's son, Brendan Rice, because, you know, he got dismissed by the Chargers. And y'all know he was done dirty in the draft too. So they got Jerry Rice's son and Deion Sanders' son over there. Let's see if Brendan Rice makes the squad. Tell me in the comments why it is you think the Browns have a 5th quarterback. So now they're back to 5 QBs. They're evaluating a 5th QB. You going to trade Deshaun Watson for $46 million that you owe him? Or is his Achilles, the other Achilles, going to tear and the insurance company going to pay that $46 million too next year, like they paying $46 million this year, which means the Browns not paying Deshaun Watson all that money that people keep whining about. The insurance company is. You started off with too many quarterbacks. It wasn't enough reps to go around for Shedeur to get reps. So you let Flacco suck up the reps. You let Pickett suck up the reps. Both of them are gone. And now that Shedeur is QB2 behind Dillon, and Dillon ain't the guy. You're going to go run out and get another undrafted free agent. To do what? To block Shedeur? So Shedeur could be stuck in limbo, stuck in the middle? It is documented. I didn't even want to talk about this. I was just going to go on about my day and say the hell with it. Because you know what? The Browns are hopeless. They hopeless. You don't even need another quarterback. So the only reason you could possibly want to bring in an undrafted free agent is to try to make your current quarterbacks feel like they have no stability. Who does that before a good game? And with the way that Shedeur was skipping around, he's not feeling the pressure. So you want Dillon to be uncomfortable because Dillon is an undrafted free agent. So Dillon's not working out. So you're going to go get another undrafted free agent. Getting somebody pennies on the dollar to not help you solve your problem. You got Bailey Zapp that can't help you solve your problem. The only person that can help you solve your problem is Shedeur, and you want to keep him stuck in the middle in limbo. They already know Shedeur is one play away from getting in that game. And I happen to believe that this might be the game that they have no choice but to bring in Shedeur. It's not a coincidence before the Patriots game with Christian Gonzalez, former Buff and former Oregon Duck, licking his chops, and the rest of the outstanding defensive players that they have ready to force fumbles from Dillon, ready to take the ball from him, that they will bring in a 5th quarterback. So let me guess. Deshaun Watson still got a week before he could practice, so he's not available. What's wrong with Bailey Zapp? Why did you go get him? Better yet, why did you cut Huntley to go get Bailey Zapp? And now you're going to get undrafted free agent from Memphis when Dylan is one play away from Shedeur playing. The Browns team doesn't even deserve Shedeur's excellence. They really don't. This team is hapless. And in addition to bringing in another quarterback, which is 5, which means there's not enough reps to go around, you brought him in to try out. Did say he signed him, but there was no need to bring him in to try out. You already have 4. With Deshaun getting ready to return, you have 4 active QBs. 1 on the practice squad that you could make active anytime. So whose head are you playing with? And in addition to bringing in a 5th QB, this time undrafted free agent to try out to go where, I have no idea. Because somebody about to get cut, moved out, or something. But what should happen is Stefanski should be fired. The other thing I didn't talk about, because I didn't want to talk about, because it shows just how gross this organization is, to allow Stefanski to treat Shedeur like he don't have ears. He not a human being. To allow Stefanski to push the narrative that he doesn't believe that Shedeur is worthy of being a quarterback. He doesn't see value in Shedeur being a quarterback. I'm going to just go ahead on and say it. Why does he have a job? You have a sub 500 record. You went 3-14 last year. Deshaun Watson did not fit Stefanski's system. Shedeur does not fit Stefanski's system. Stefanski is the reason that undrafted free agent Dylan Gabriel is on this squad, which means he's a wasted draft pick. So whose choice is it to go out here and get another undrafted free agent to try to keep Shedeur in the middle? And if Deshaun is coming back, what the hell are you going to get this undrafted free agent for? And what do you expect him to do? Other than take up space. Is that what the Cleveland Browns are in the business of? Overpaying underperforming quarterbacks to take up space and constantly trying to tell black quarterbacks that they are not of value. Because Deshaun doesn't fit the Stefanski system, and neither does Shedeur, and they have 2 different skill sets as a quarterback. So is it that Kevin Stefanski believes that Shedeur Sanders isn't worthy enough to be a quarterback, or he doesn't find value in Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback because he's a black quarterback? I don't want to hear anything else about Deshaun Watson making $230 million when his insurance companies out here paying Deshaun Watson's salary. And when Shedeur is 1 play away from getting in and Deshaun Watson is a week from returning, here comes another undrafted, underperforming free agent because he's white. I'm sick of Stefanski. I'm sick of the discrimination and the racism that Stefanski is allowed to hurl at Shedeur through the media, directly or indirectly. I'm sick of it. Normal corporations can't function like this. They will be penalized financially. They will be sanctioned.